Good afternoon, all. This is Robert Cox coming from the GPO Oval here in West Bay, Cayman Islands. We just had the toss for Greenies 2 versus West Bay. I'm waiting for my resident commentator to let me know who won the toss and who will be batting. But our game should be starting shortly, and we hope that you continue to join us and stay with us for what should be an exciting day's play of cricket. Greenies 2 versus West Bay. Stand by.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the JPO, where we have another game, the second game of the Daniel Morris Division 2 2020 competition. Ray Greenies 2 will be hoping to improve their standings against a potentially formidable West Bay team. This is the second of the two matchups. Earlier today, Chilis defeated Super Kings by 98 runs. Sachin Divanganga led Chilis to an imposing 197 for 4. He was ably assisted. He made 79 from 41 balls. He was ably assisted by DeMar Johnson, who made 54 for all 49, batting at 110. The point standing, sitting safely at the top, are Paramount with 15 points. In second position, we have Chilis on 8. In third, we have Northwesters on 6, West Bay on 6, and Super Kings on 6. Those are the first 5 places. The positions could be deceptive because some teams have matches in hand, and we don't know the outcome of those matches. The umpires are in the middle. They're waiting on maybe some technical glitch with the scoring, so they're waiting to see. They are waiting until that's completed. But I have the two teams. We have the West Bay. They won the toss and decided to bat. I think they won the toss and decided to bat. From what I see the Greenies men are on the field. So I am assuming that they are feeling. But for the Greenies team, it's James Slush, Ashe Naidu, Paul Manning, Sam Foster, Stephen Sam Flood, Stephen, can't get the second pronunciation. Can't get the name. Writing is not as clear. Martin Slynn, Sam Flood, Michael Reed, Alex Hodgson, Nick Lauser, Jeffrey Sykes, and Ian Morris. The West Bay team consists of Ramon Seeley, Al Sheed, Sheldon Crawford, Adario Walcott, Romeo Dunker, Andre Scott, Javon Campbell, Alessandro Morris, Brian Corbin, Yannick Henry, O'Neal Gray. That's the 11, and the 12 man would be Terrence Terrell. So I think we're about to start now. The West Bay players, West Bay 2 opening batsmen, they are walking out, and there are the West Bay openers are Brian Corbin, and it looks like Sheldon Crawford. Brian Corbin and Sheldon Crawford. They'll be opening today. A little slow. It's a little slow because I think the score was having some technical difficulties. I think it's all been ironed out now. So we are ready to start. Opening the bowling for the Greenies team. Looks like number 23, and number 23 is that's not. It says number 23 is Ashke Naido, but I know that's not Naido who's opening the bowling. bowler's name should be up. I should see him soon. He will come up in the system soon. Still a slight delay again as the umpire and the bowler are discussing something about the ball. Everything is right now. Signal from umpire tall pace. Throws the ball to the bowler. I'm looking for a name, but I don't see the bowler's name come up. It's not in the system yet. But he will start to bowl left arm, wrong the wicket, balls, long hop. Corbin does not capitalize. Slow, he went for the pull and it goes down to short fine leg, no run. So the first ball, bad ball, no run. Suppose Corbin was a bit lethargic there. The ball goes back to the bowler now, who is at his mark, comes in. Say left arm wrong the wicket, bowls to Corbin. And Corbin is hitting that one into the covers. Misfield by Paul Manning. They go for one and they'll come back for two. Some sloppy work there at the start of the game. Very sloppy work. Length ball, Corbin came and slapped it into the covers and Paul just let it go through. So sloppy work, the score goes on to 2. Corbin is on 2. As Alex Hogginson, that's his name, comes in for his third ball, bowls, pitched up and Corbin goes for a big heave, misses, goes through to the keeper. I was looking to see if we could get the ball coming, but that one kept straight. A lot of movement. So the score remains on 3 balls for the loss of no wicket. As Hogginson comes in again, bowls to Corbin. Corbin just taps that one in the leg side to go for 1. They'll come back for 2. That's all they get. Pitched up on his pads, and he worked it away to backwards square, short fine leg. Came around and affected a save. So the score goes on to 4 for the loss of no wicket. That is the fourth ball of there. The 5th ball now. It's coming in. And he bowls, and Corbin is tacking that one around the corner. I think it struck the pad, but short fine leg came around and affected the save. Yes, it's a leg by. So the score goes on to 5. Sheldon Crawford will now come into strike. 5 runs in the over so far, fairly sedate over in terms of T20. And Corbin is uncharacteristically very cautious. Sheldon Crawford now gets into his stance, waits for Hodgkinson, who bowls, and Crawford comes forward and defends. It's the end of the over. So at the end of the first over, quiet start by West Bay. They are on 5 for the loss of no wicket. And BC will bowl the second over. The second over as the players move around. You can tell you that there's a lot of interest in this competition. I think there are 5 teams that are vying for a 4th place position. Sitting on top would be Paramount 2, who seems to be unassailable. Their lead seems to be unassailable for the semi-finals. Chili's, Northwesters, West Bay. So it'll be Chili's, Northwesters, West Bay, Super Kings, and perhaps Greenies that may be fighting for the 3 spots out of 4 to get to the semi-finals. Coming from the Bosun Bay in would be, it looks like Ashe Naidu, who will be bowling to Corbin. He normally bowl leg spin, so I think, but he has a long run. But I assume he'll be bowling his leg spins, comes in, spins that one. Corbin lets that one, drifts outside the off stump, touching down and off and just moving away. Corbin is not interested in it. So that's first ball, no run. Shea goes back to his mark now. Comes in, tosses that one up, and Corbin goes for a big hit, hits it out to mid-off. Who comes around, makes a good save. Went for a big slap. Slapped that one down to mid-off. Mid-off came around, affected the save. So they only get a single. As Crawford takes his guard, digs in, uses his feet, makes a mark. After it was given by Robinson, as Naidu comes in. Bowls. Crawford goes for a big hit out to long on, and he's dropped. He had to take it strategically because it was close to the boundary, so he tried to take it without going into the boundary, but he dropped it and it rolled into the boundary for 4. So that's a chance. That is a drop chance from Sheldon Crawford, of Sheldon Crawford. Should be taken. It should have been taken. So he goes on to 4. The score goes on to 10 without loss. Naido comes in again, Bowes. And he drives that one. It's over the head, just agonizingly close over the head of Sam Foster, who retrieves, and they get 2. So Sheldon is in a very belligerent mood today. 2 balls. The 2 balls he's faced, he have attacking intent. So he's in a no-nonsense mood. Balls, and that's a no ball. Fielding error, no ball. I think there were too many men outside the circle, the ring, and it's a free hit. A free hit given. So an unforced error by the Greenies team. So let's see what Sheldon does with this. And he goes for a big heave, and he heaves it over mid-wicket and into the boundary for 4. Paul was at a straightish mid-wicket, or orthodox, but it went in front between mid-wicket and long on. And there's a big gap there, so it went in there for 4. So Sheldon goes on. The upgraded Sheldon goes on to, he should go on to 10. Balls, long hop, and he pulls that one again down to backwards. Clear Paul comes around to go for 1. They come back for 2. So at the end of the second over, Sheldon Crawford is on 12. Brian Corbin is on 5. So the score goes on to, the score is 19 for the loss of no wicket in over, at the end of over number 2. Over number 3, we're going to have Hodgkinson again. He'll be bowling 2. Brian Corbin, bowling to Brian Corbin, who seems to be quite lethargic today. To me, he's not as enthused as he should be, because he's just, case in point, a ball tossed up, and he just go to flick it through the mid-wicket, wrapped on the pad. No run. Hodgson, perhaps he's getting the ball to move. I can't see it from here. Perhaps he's getting some movement, but balls to Corbin, and Corbin goes for a big heave, mistimes that one, hits it into his foot, goes off his foot and goes back behind the stump. Slip picks it up, sends it to Reed, who throws it back to the bowler. As Hodgson comes in again, bowls Carbon goes for a big heave again. He mistimes it down to mid-on. Goes bubbling out to mid-on. He went for a big heave. Hits it into the ground. It goes bubbling out to mid-on, who collects it, but can't stop the single. So he goes on now to one more. Upgraded, he's on 6. And Sheldon Crawford, who's on 12, with aggressive intent, is getting ready to face Bowes. And he swings at that one, wrapped on the pad. Was on the leg side. He went for a sweep, missed, wrapped on the pad, goes back behind, the wicketkeeper picks up, and sends it back to the bowler, who is getting ready now to bowl. Hodgkinson comes in, bowls to Crawford, and Crawford goes and slaps that one into extra cover. Straight to Michael Reed, can't score. So the score remains on 20 for the loss of no wicket. In the third over, comes in again. Bowls to Crawford. And Crawford for this delivery is coming back and cracking that one down to the point boundary for 4. Short ball, I thought that there was somebody there, but there was no one. It was a short, given the width. So he had the arms, he freed his arms and smacked that one down to the cover point boundary for 4. So he naturally goes on to 16. And the score goes on to 24 for the loss of no wicket in the third over. So power play, half the power play is on 34. 24. So Ashe will be bowling his second over of leg spin in the power play. Strategic. They are looking for early wicket. So they're bringing their leg spinner. Comes in and bowls. Carbon goes for a big hit, edges that one, and it should run down, running close to the boundary. It doesn't have the momentum to carry it to the boundary. So the man from short, third man, ran after it, collected it before it got into the boundary. So the Carbon got 2. So he goes on to 8. As Nido comes in again. Bowls, and Carbon comes back and just dabs it down to short third man. Can't score. Oh my word. I thought he couldn't score, but he got 2 overthrows. And one overthrow, an unnecessary throw, went past the bowler, and they got an extra. Normal ball, dab to third man, and for some reason the fielder was aggressive and sent it past the ball. He comes in again, bowls. Sheldon cuts that one straight to Sam at cover, but it was dropping in front. He made a heroic attempt to catch it. He didn't. And they scampered through for a single. That was a good ball. Bounced. Beat Sheldon with height. So he hit it into the covers, but long hop. And Carbon smacks that one. Past mid-off for 4. That was a very long hop, asking to be hit, and it was hit for 4. Slapped. So Carbon should have go on to 12. Sheldon is on 17. Carbon is on 9. The upgraded score. I'm here looking at the scorebook. I'm here looking at the scoreboard from the electronic scoring, and sometimes it's a bit slow. Sometimes it needs upgrading. But it shows me that Sheldon is on 17 and Brian Carbon is on 9. because that ball went out of the area, the umpire had to inspect the ball to ensure that there was no configuration, that there was no disfiguration of it. So Ashe would be bowling to Corbin again. Who all is right with the world now because we were just looking at the ball. So they're ready now. So Ashe comes in, bowls to Corbin, tosses one up. Corbin goes for a big heave again, hits across the line. They go for one, they go for two, goes pass forward square. Will they come back for the third? Yes, they will. They come back for the third as Reed ran after it, lumbered after it. So they got three. So Corbin would have has Corbin on 13. And Crawford on 7. Crawford now will be facing up to Ashe, who swings across again, but that one spun across him and beaten. Goes to the keeper. So at the end of over number 4, the score is 35 for the loss of no wicket. So, yes, 35 for the loss of no wicket. Oh. Okay. So for the Alex Hodgkinson will be bowling the third over, his third consecutive over. He'll be bowling to Brian Corbin. Hodgkinson comes into Corbin and Corbin drives that one over the extra cover, lifts that one over the extra cover region for 4. Waited on it, deliberately waited on it and struck it over the extra cover for 4. Good shot. Deliberate between mid-off and cover and just lifted it for 4. So he will go on to say 16. I suspect he'll go on to 20, the greatest score. Hodgson comes in again, bowls. Brian Corbin lifts this one now. Right on top of I believe you could hear the thud right on top of the pavilion for a magnificent 6. So the score goes on to 45 after 35 and 45 in the 5th over. Corbin just waited on that one and lifted it magnificently over long off, mid off, right on top of the players' pavilion for a mighty 6. So he goes on to 26. Comes in again, bowls. And he smacks that one back to the bowler who half stops, deflects it to mid-off. Paul Manning comes around. So Sheldon Crawford now will take strike. He will take strike as Hutchinson comes in and bowls to him. For this delivery, he's short and Sheldon Crawford just smacks it out to the cover region, forward of square for 4. Long hop, stuck into the wicket, and Crawford got onto it and smacked it through the cover point region for 4. In front of square. Bad ball, given the bad. In fact, this was a very bad over from Hutchinson. Very bad. Upgrade his. Comes in again, bowls. Sheldon Crawford lifts that one again. Over cover this time for 6. So he has in his third over, he has 2. His first 2 overs were kind of tidy, but this third over, he has 4 6 1 4 and 6 now. Comes in again. Balls to Crawford, and Crawford just taps that one down to short, fine leg. They go for one, they come back for the second, as it was to the right of the fielder who runs around, picks it up, sends it back. So at the end of this over, Hodgson has 3 overs for 32 runs. 3 overs for 32 runs. And the score is 58 for the loss of Norway in the 5th over. So in the power play, the projected score here says 232. Current run rate is 11 and a half. I think we are going to have Sam Foster bowling now. He'll be replacing Ashe. So Ashe Naidu had bowled his 2 overs for 25 runs. Hodgson bowled his 2 for about 32. So, of necessity, more so than strategy, I think Sam Foster will be bowling now from the Bosun Bay end, and he will be bowling to Corbin. And Corbin just taps that one back along the wicket. Short, Corbin will perhaps was taken by surprise. So he just pushes it back down to the bowler. I don't think he was expecting such a tepid ball for Sam Foster, his first ball. He's a bit surprised, so he just pushed it back. Sam Foster comes in again, bowls, and Corbin back and gives himself room. Can't score because he tried to hit it behind point, but he ended up bobbling out to short cover. Straight to Naidu. Comes in again, bowls. And Corbin comes back again, plays the same shot. This time he gets it to the left of Naidu. And Morris comes around from point. And they get a single. And they know how to get it's amazing how they could get a single inside there. But they did. Foster comes in now, bowls to Sheldon comes back and smacks this one into the covers. Too hard, too much power. So they couldn't get a single. It went straight to the man at cover, and it was a powerful shot. Foster comes in with his 4th ball, 3 dot balls. Pushes that one and gets a quick single. So he had 2 dot balls and 2 singles. I originally said 3 dot balls, but I think Corbin got a single. Now Crawford got a single. So there's 2 runs out the over so far after Sam Foster 4 balls. This is a very sedate and a good over by the Greenies standard. Short. Corbin pulls that one, doesn't time it. The man at mid-wicket comes around, affects a save. So at the end of the over, 3 runs out that over. The score goes on to 61 at the end of the power play. At the end of the power play, the score goes on to 61.
So West Bay lose their first wicket. Score is 68 for 1. So it's Ramon Seeley who will be batting for West Bay. West Bay 68 for 1. 7.2 overs. It's Sam Foster. Sam Foster will be bowling to Ramon Seeley. Here come Foster in bowl to Seeley, and Seeley playing that one into picked up by Morris. There's no runs. Score remains at 68 for 1. 7.3 overs. Here come Foster again in bowl to Seeley, and Seeley leave that alone taken by the wicket keeper. There's no runs, so it's still 68 for 1. Foster's turn again. In he comes, bowl to Seeley. Seeley plays that one. There's a fumble by Morris, but there's no runs. So after 8 overs, it's West Bay 68 for 1. Bright sunshine here at West Bay. Greenies versus West Bay. So Sheldon Crawford will be facing he comes bowl to Sheldon, and Sheldon plays and misses outside the half stump taken by the wicket keeper. We have a good turnout here at West Bay for this match. It's 8.1 overs. West Bay 68 for 1. As the bowler turns the top of his marks, running to bowl to Crawford. He comes bowl Crawford coming forward. Playing back, the bowler picked up. Crawford is on 32, 68 for 1. As the bowler is on top of his mark. Here he comes. Passes umpire Hewitt in. He comes bowl to Crawford, and Crawford drives down the ground, picked up and a try at the stump by Foster. They complete a run. Scores move on to 69 for 1 in the 9th over. Here's the bowler again at the top of his marks. Here he comes in, passes umpire with bowl to Seeley. Seeley nudge that one down to points. They complete a single. So Ramon is on 1. Scores move on to 70. 70 for 1. Brilliant sunshine here in West Bay. Looking forward to a very good match. The bowler is top of his mark, come from the pavilion hands. In he comes, passes umpire Hewitt. Ball to Crawford. Crawford cuts that one. Brilliant stop there by the fielder. There's no chance of any run. But the scores remain on 70 for 1. 8.4 overs. Good going by West Bay at this time. Crawford again as he waits. The bowler comes in. Passes umpire Hewitt. In he comes ball to Crawford, and Crawford pull that one. And that will run away to the boundary for 4. Brilliant shot there by Crawford. As the scores move on to 74 for 1. After 9 overs. So it's 74 for 1 West Bay. Sam Foster to continue. And he will be bowling to Roman Seeley. Anyway, we have a change in bowling. It's Ashe back into the attack. He will be bowling to Seeley. Roman Seeley, who is on 1, he will be facing up to Ashe. Here he comes, passes umpire Zitroy. And he can play that one to Morris, who picks up. There's another run. It's now 75 for 1 in the 10th over. So it will be Crawford who will be facing up now. In he comes, ball to Crawford, and Crawford comes and cuts that one to Morris again, who picks up and fires it back to the keeper, who fumbles. So that's another single. Scores move on to 75 for 1. Here comes Ashe again. He comes in, passes umpires it, draw a ball to Seeley. And Seeley drive that one down the ground. The fielder comes around. They pick up one, they return for the second. And they'll make it safely. Good run in there by Crawford. As the scores move on to 76 for 1. Shea comes in again, ball to Seeley, and Seeley punch that one again down the ground. Fielder runs around, picks up, and he kept down the score to 1. In the 10th over, as Ashe comes in, bowling to Crawford this time, and Crawford tried to pull that one out the ground, but was able to scoop it up in the air. And the catch is taken by the bowler himself, Ashe. So Crawford went caught by Sachet of the bowling of Ashe himself. So this West Bay lose their second wicket. So Crawford going for a rash shot there, which was necessary. So we have the new batsman going out. So the new batsman is Yannick. And he will both facing up to Ashe as he comes in bowl and he's forward defensively. There's an appeal from the bowler. Umpire not interested. So at the halfway stage, West Bay 79 for 2. 79 for 2 after 10, West Bay batting. So that was a successful over there from Greenies. And it seems as if we might have a change of bowling from the Pavilion end. It will be Ian Morris who will be bowling from the Pavilion end. And he will be bowling to Ramon Seeley. As the bowler looked around the field, make sure everyone are in their right position. As Seeley waits, Morris runs away, passes umpire, Hewitt bowl to Seeley, and Seeley drives into the outfield, picked up there by Foster. There's 1 run. As the scores move on to 80 for 2. $80 for 2 in the 11th over. It will be Yannick who will be facing strike at this time. As Morris runs away, passes you, it comes in bowl to Yannick who plays that away for 1 turn for the second, but it's not there. At Foster field. So he's off the mark, he's on 1. It's 80 for 2. Seeley is back on strike, faces Morris now as Morris comes, passes the umpire bowl, and Seeley plays it away towards the umpire there. Picked up by Ashe, who returns to the bowler. There's another run added to the score. It's now 81. 81 for 2 in the 11th over. Morris again runs away, passes umpire with ball to Yannick, who is squared up. Ball go. There's an overshot there, so they return for the second run. A bit of sloppiness in the field there. So they have completed 2 runs. Score move on to 84 for 2. After 10.4 overs, Morris from the Pavilion ends, turns, runs away from us into Yannick, who drives outside the half stump. There's an appeal for the ball. And he's out caught behind. So Morris picked up his first wicket. Yannick out caught. He go for 3. And West Bay is now in a spot of bother. Who's in their 3rd wicket on 84. And that was a rash shot there from Yannick. He goes for 3. The score is 84 for 2. So it's 84 for 2, West Bay. And it's Maris to continue to the new batsman as he runs away past his umpire youth ball and the batsman drive down the ground. As the ball runs away, the round 1. And that will go into the boundary now for 4. So a beautiful shot there. Ball pitched up. He was on the front foot driving. The ball runs away to the boundary. So it's now 88 for 3. That was a successful over for Morris. So after 11th over, West Bay is 88 for 3. Greenies pulling it back a bit in the past 2 overs. And it's Ashe who will be continuing. And he will be bowling to Ramon Seeley. 88 for 3. Crawford is still... No, Crawford is out. So it's Seeley that is still there. Ashe comes past his umpire Zitroy, ball to Seeley, and Seeley make a heave outside the half stump. Misses taken by the wicket keeper. There's no run. Scores remain on 88 for 3. As Ashe again turns, in he comes ball to Seeley, who go down the ground. Running around was Sam Fast on the ball, beat him into the boundary. That's a beautiful shot there from Seeley. And that's 4 more runs to the score. Scores move on to 92. 92 for 3 in the 12th over. It's Ashe again. Face up Seeley. Seeley comes again, leaves that one outside the half stump. Taken by the wicket keeper. Scores remain on 92 for 3. As Ashe turns again. In he comes past his umpire Zitroy, ball to Seeley, and Seeley tried to cut that one. It was too close to his body. Misses everything, misses the keeper. The by signal by umpire Zitroy. Oh, there's an extra added to the score. It's now 93 for 3. As the new batsman take his guard. Tapped away as Ashe comes in, passes the umpire, bowls, and it punched that one down the ground as the fielder comes around, picked up. There's another single. One more added to the score. It's now 94 for 3. So Sachet comes in again, bowl to Seeley. Seeley who drives again. That one miscue down to... Oh, brilliant throw there from Reed. But the batsman was home, so his scores move on to 94 for 3 at the end of the 12th over. 94 for 3 after 12. West Bay batting. So it's good turnout here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. It's Adario and Seeley batting. 95 for 3. And it will be Ian Morris. Will continue from the pavilion end, and he will be bowling to Ramon Seeley. He takes some time in setting his fielders, making sure everything is good as he stopped there by the umpire. So it's Maris. Top of his mark. Runs in, passes umpire Hewitt, and he comes ball to Sealy, and Sealy heaves that one towards long off. Missed there by the fielder. They take one. They come back for the second. So the scores move on to 97 for 3. 97 for 3 in the 13th over. As Maris continues. Here he comes, passes umpire, ball to Sealy, and Sealy again trying to heave him out of the ground, but only successful in getting one. So one more to Sealy. So it's one more to Sealy, and the scores move on to 98. It's 98 for 3. Maris to ball to Adario. In he comes, ball to Adario. He's trying to run that one down to the goalie area. Picked up by the fielder. And there's no run. 98 for 3, West Bay. Maris at the top of his mark, turns. Runs away from us now. In he comes, passes umpire with ball to Adario, who is down the wicket. Misses the ball as it trickles outside the half stump. Keeper comes around and picks up. There's one run. Scores move on to 99. 99 for 3 in the 13th over as Maris passes umpire with ball to Sealy. And Sealy dive that through the covers there. They come for one, they turn for the second. And that's all it will be. So the 100 is up for West Bay in the 13th over. 101 for 3 in the 13th over. Maris again runs away from us, passes umpire, ball to Sealy again, and Sealy searches that one. Fielded there by the fielder. And that will be just one. One more to the score. It's 102 for 3 after the 13th. It's a good over there by Maris. Ramon Sealy is still there. He's on 18. Adario is on 6. 102 for 3 after 13th over. So it seems as if Sam Foster, he will be bowling. Sealy plays that one. Get another single. He moves to 19. The score is now 103 for 3. So it will be Adario will be on strike. He comes ball to Adario, who is heaving that one down the ground. Faster runs around. Good bit of feeling there. Reduce the score to just a single. As the scores move on to 103 for 3. And he comes again, ball to Sealy. Sealy plays away that one, and it's a beautiful shot there by Sealy. It runs away to the boundary. Good shot there, Sealy. Play that one. And the scores move on to 108 for 3. 108 for 3 in the 14th over. And he comes again, ball to Sealy. Sealy who pumped that one down the ground for 6. All the way for 6. Magnificent shot there from Sealy. Huge 6. He moves on to 29. So Sealy is on 23 with that. Yeah, Sealy is on 29 with that shot. So West Bay is stepping up the score a bit now. Looking for somewhere in the 160, 170. So it's Greenies versus West Bay here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Here it comes, passes the umpire, ball to Sealy, who playing back that down the ground. They go for 1. And that will it be 1, so he moves on to 30. He comes again, ball to another swings, misses, the keeper remove the bails and he's out. He's out stumped, going for a huge heave down the ground. And he's out stumped by the keeper. Good bit of work there by the keeper to remove the bails. And another is out. So it's now 115 for 4. 115 for 4 in the 14th over. So just as they need to step up the score rate, he loses another wicket. And the new batsman going out is Dunker. Dunker is the new batsman. So it's 115 for 4 in the 14th over. Morris will be bowling the 15th over from the pavilion end, and he will be bowling to Ramon Sealy. Ramon Sealy, who is on 30. New batsman is Donker. Here goes Morris, passes umpire with ball to Seeley, who stroked that one down the ground. Here comes Manning, runs around, picks up, fired the back to the bowler. There's one run. Scores move on to 116 for 4. Morris take time placing his fielders, as he will be bowling to the new batsman Donker, who is yet to score. 116 for 4, West Bay batting. Morris is on top of his mark, taking time to set his fields, making sure everyone is in their right position. As Donker take up guard, have a view of the field. Seckles. Morris runs away from us. Passes umpire with in. He comes ball to Donker, who is forward defensive. Ball trickles out into the inside. There is no run. Scores remain on 116 for 4. Brilliant sunshine here in West Bay. Good day for cricket. So as Morris back to the top of his mark, turns, runs away, passes umpire with in. He can ball to Donker, who drives that one down the ground. As the fielder runs around, picks up. There's one more run added to the score. It's now 117 for 4 in the 15th over. Morris having a good spell so far, keeping West Bay down to a par score. As he runs away, passes you with income ball to Seeley. Seeley, who go at that one, peel off the edge, runs away to the boundary for 4. So Morris finds the outside edge, but it runs away to the vacant position for 4. So the scores move on by 4 to 121. It's 121 in the 15th over. Seeley moves on to 35. Donker is on 1. Morris again on the top of his mark. Runs away from us here. Passes umpire with the ball to Seeley. Seeley, who plays that one away. 2 fielders converging on the ball. And they were able to complete 2 runs. So the score move on to 123. 123 for 4 in the 15th over. Morris, here goes again, passes umpire with ball to Seeley again. Seeley strokes that one, and that one running towards the boundary. They take 1, and that will be 4 runs. 4 runs to Seeley. Scores move on to 127 at the end of the 15th over. So that was a good over for West Bay. Seeley moves on to 41. $127 for 4. West Bay batting. Ramon Seeley on 41. Donker is on 1. And Donker will be facing the bowling at this time. He comes ball to Dunkar, who trying to run that one down to third man. Misses. Keeper comes around and picks up. There's a dot ball. And he comes again, ball to Duncan. And Duncan trying to sweep that one around. Misses again. Another dot ball. Scores remain on 127 for 4. As the bowler comes in again, passes it right. Ball to Dunkar. Dunkar who pounds that one. Reed chases, picks up, and then complete 2 runs. Scores move on to 129. In the 16th over, ball by Sam Foster. Foster again to bowl to Dunkar, and he comes ball and Dunkar play and the ball beating the keeper. Paul Manning picks up, good return to the stump, and that's by signal by the umpire. So Dunkar was comprehensively beaten there. So 1 extra added to the score. It's now 130. And 30 for 4 in the 16th over, bowled by Sam Foster. It's now Seeley who will be facing up to Foster. He's on 41. Here comes Foster, bowl to Seeley, and Seeley, he's at one, and that will go out of the ground for another maximum. That's another maximum for Seeley. He moves on to 47. He's playing a great innings here for his team. As the scores move on to 136, Seeley moves on to 47. It should be the final delivery in the 16th over. Bowled by Foster. In he comes, bowl to Seeley. And Seeley plays that one and it trickles away to Manning, who picks up. That's the end of the 16th over. And at the end of the 16th over, it's 136 for 4. Seeley remains on 47. Dunkar is on 3. Seems as if Morris will continue from the pavilion end. Well, it seems as if there's a change of bowler. It will be Paul Manning who will pick up the attack from the pavilion end. And he will be bowling to Dunkar. Dunkar, who is on 3. Seeley on 47. 136 for 4. At the start of the 17th over. I think West Bay need to step up the scoring in the next 3 overs. As Manning comes in, bowl to Dunkar, who pulls that one away to the boundary. The fielder runs around, picks up. He'll get 1. So the scores move on to 137. As Dunkar moves on to 4. Manning again, who passes umpire, you're waiting to bowl to Seeley at this time, who strokes that one to the covers, picked up by Morris, Return to the keeper. There's no run. Score remains 137 in the 17th over. Manning again passes you with ball to Sealy. Sealy again strokes that one. Picked up by the fielder. There's a quick single. As Sealy moves on to 48. The scores move on to 138 for 4 in the 17th over. Here comes Manning again. Passes the umpire, ball to Dunker, who cuts it and miss. And there's no run. Score remains 138. West Bay pulling back things. Greenies steadying things a bit here. As this ball stroked down the ground by Dunker, picked up by Reed, who fires the return. And they complete 2 run. Move the score to 140. It's 140 in the 17th over. Ball by Manning. Here comes Manning again to Dunker. And he comes ball, and Dunker heaves that one away. Chases by the fielder. They complete 1. They'll complete a second. To move the score to 142. So it's 142 after 17th over. 142. Ramon Sealy is on 48. Dunker is on 8. I think West Bay looking for a score of the region of 170, 175. Which is a par score on this wicket. We have a bowling change. And he will be bowling to Sealy, who is on 48. He's 2 runs away from his half century. As the bowler runs in, passes umpires it. Here he comes, ball to Sealy, and Sealy heaves that one down the ground. The fielder comes round, a temper catch. It was put down. So Sealy, he completes a single. Moves on to 49. Sealy dropped in the outfield there. So he moves on to 49. Dunker now will be facing up. He's on 8. 143 for 4 as he comes in, ball to Dunker, who plays forward. Ball trickles into the onside. He picks up a single, he moves on to 9. Score moves on to 144. 144 in the 18th over. Sealy faces up. He's on 49. The bowler runs in, passes, umpire Zitroy balls, and that's a wide. It's a wide signal by the umpire, so it's an extra to the score. Make it 145. It's 145 in the 18th over. Sealy remains on 49. As the bowler runs in, passes, umpires it, Roy bowls to Sealy, who punched that one down the ground between the two fielders there. He picked up one. He returned for the second, and that is 50. Well played 50 there from Sealy. So it's now 147. Sealy moves on to 51. 147 in the 18th over. As the bowler runs in again to Sealy, in he comes bowler and Sealy trying to punch that one out the ground again. He picked up one. He moves on to 52. And the scores move on to 148. 148 for 4. Greenies moving them fielders around. As the ball runs in, passes it to a ball to Dunker. Dunker is prodding forward. Ball trickles away to Manning, who picks up. They get another single. Scores move on to 149. 149 for 4 in the 18th. As the bowler at the top of his mark runs in. He passes umpires it. In he comes ball to Sealy. Sealy swings that away, and that will go into the boundary for 4. Beautiful shot there from Sealy. He moves on to 56. And the scores move on to 155 for 4. At the end of the 18th over. At the end of the 18th over. Dunker is on 10, Sealy is on 56. So it will be Morris back in the attack. Bowling his final over. And he will be bowling to Dunker, who is on 10. So I think Dunker will be going for some fireworks at this time. As Morris runs in bowl to Dunker, who drives Miskew down to the feeder there, who picks up. Good feeling there. Good backing up. So they just complete a single. He moves on to 11. As Morris is still moving his fielders around. He stands at the top of his mark. As Sealy awaits. Morris runs away from us here. Passes umpire you with ball to Sealy, who went across. Try to heave that out of the ground. Misses. Taken by the keeper. That's a dot ball there. Score remain on 154 for 4. As Morris runs away from us, passes umpire here with ball to Sealy, and Sealy pulls that around, and that will rock it away into the boundary for another 4. Sealy is putting on a show here today. He moves on to 60. The scores move on to 158. That's 158 in the 19th over. Being bowled by Morris. Morris again, top of his mark, runs away, passes you with ball to Sealy again, who have a heave outside the half stump. He's looking for a wide. No signal there from the umpire. So he remains on 60. The score remains on 158. Morris, as he tapped away, runs in, passes umpire with ball to Sealy. And that should be a wide this time. Signal by the umpire. So one extra added to the score. 159. 159 for 4 in the 19th over. So Morris will have to do it all over again. Passes umpire with ball to Sealy. Sealy swipe at that one, and that one will runs away to the boundary again. That's another 4 from Sealy. He moves on to 64. So Sealy moves on to 64. The scores move on to 163 for 4 in the 19th over. 19th over being bowled by Ian Morris. As he runs away, passes the umpire into Sealy, and Sealy beat by that one. Good ball there from Morris. Good comeback. As Sealy misses, taken by the keeper. Score remains on 163 for 4. So that's the end of the over. 164. So we're into the final over. Score is 163 for 4. Sealy is on 64. Dunker is on 11. And Dunker will be facing the bowler is top of his mark as Dunker tapped away. Here comes the bowler, passes, umpires it. In he comes, ball to Dunker. Dunker who heaves that one, and it's going over the boundary for 6. The fielder parried that one over the rope for 6. So Dunker is having a show of his own now. He moves on to 15. And the scores move on to 172. So the bowler is in for a bit of punishment there from Dunker. As he comes in again, ball to Dunker, slower ball. Dunker misses. So he remains on 17. And the score is it's 169 for 4. Come ball to Dunker, and Dunker heaves that one again. Morris comes under it, circles, and he spilled it. And the ball trickles away towards the boundary. They complete 2. and they complete a third. So very sloppy there from the fielders. So Donker he moves on to 20. And the score is 173. In comes the bowler, bowling to Duncan, and he comes bowl and Duncan again going for the big shot. The ball runs towards the boundary, fielded by Morris. As they complete the second. Move Duncan to 23. And the score to 175. So it's a very good over here for West Bay. 175 for 4 in the 20th over. Seal is on 64. Dunker is on 23. As the bowler passes, umpires it wide. Bowler slower one wide outside. Now stump there. Dunker misses. No signal from the umpire, so the score remains on 175. Here comes the bowler again. Passes, umpires it right into Dunker. And here comes bowler and Dunker trying to hit that one over to the Scholars Park. Misses. That's the end of the innings. And at the end of the innings, it's 175 for 4. Sealy not out on 64. And Docker remain not out on 23. So a good score here by West Bay to defend. 175. So as the fielders leave the field, we'll be having a break until Greenies start their reply. So Greenies need 176 to have this match. And it should be a very good trace there for them. So here at the Jimmy Powell Oval, West Bay have completed their innings. And in a short while, we will be joining you live again when Greenies will be chasing down 176 to win. Welcome back here to the Jimmy Powell Oval for the start of the Greenies innings. Greenies chasing 176 for victory. As we are here in brilliant sunshine across the field. West Bay having a very attacking feel for the start of the innings. Who the two batsmen, the Reed and who that? So we're back here at the Jimmy Powell Oval with Greenies replying to West Bay. We have opening batsman Slash and Reed. So it's Adaria runs away from us here in bowl to Slash, who flashes outside the half stump and was beaten. So the score is 1 without loss. We're in the first over. The other again, in comes bowl to Slash, who slashes outside the half stump. And a wide signal by the umpire. Good take there from the wicket keeper Alex. So the score is off with the extras. So it's 2 without loss in the first over. Compliments of 2 extras. As the bowler turns and runs away again, passes umpire you with in, he come bowl to Slash, and Slash is pulling away and trying to cut that one. He misses. The score remains on 2 without loss. The bowler is working up a little steam from the pavilion ends. As he turns, runs away, passes umpire you with, and he come bowl to Slash, and Slash plays that one. Fielder runs around, picks up cleanly. Return to the keeper. One more to the score. It's now 3. 3 without loss. As the field changes over for the left-handed Reed. Reed will be facing up to Odor. So it's Adario who will be running into Reed. As he runs away from us, passes umpire within, he come bowl to Reed, and Reed is playing back there to Adario. Ball trickles away to Seeley there, who picks up. And the score remains on 3 without loss. Adario again at the top of his mark as he runs away, passes umpire. You with ball to Reed. Reed is again trying to work that around. Fielder comes in quickly, picks up, and there is no run. So a good over there from Adaria. After the first over, score is 3 without loss. So it will be Dunker who will be bowling to Sash. Here at the Jimmy Powell Oval in brilliant sunshine, it will be Dunker picking up the attack from the, and then he comes bowl to Sash. He going for a drive. Ball trickles out into the covers, picks up, and there is no run. Dunker back at the top of his mark. Runs in, passes umpires it. And he comes ball to Slash and Slash. Flashes outside the half stump. Taken by the keeper. That's another dot ball. So West Bay is off to a very good start so far. Defending this total as Dunker in he comes ball to Slash and Slash. Again, get tucked up there by Dunker. Ball trickles away, keeper. Come around, picks up. As Dunker walks back to his mark. It's 2 without loss in the second over. Dunker, top of his mark, turns, runs a pass, umpire Zitroy, in he comes bowl and Slash turns it around the corner there, picked up by the fielder. He complete a single. Let's take the score to 3. So it's 3 without loss in the second over. The skipper move around his fielders. So we just have 2 outside the circle for the power play. As Reed circles, faces Dunker, and he comes bowl and Reed tappage that one, and that will run away to the boundary. So the first boundary of the innings. Reed was flashing away, top edge. Runs away to the boundary for 4. So the scores move on to 7. It's 7 for no loss in the first over. In the second over, here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Dunker again, top of his mark, runs away, comes in bowl to Reed, who is playing that one. The fielder runs in, misses the ball. But we're over to take a single, move the score to 8. So at the end of the second over, it's 8 without loss. Reed is on 5. And Slash is on 2. So it's 8 without loss after 2. The bowler is on top of his mark here at the pavilion end as he runs away past his umpire. With he come bowl to Reed and Reed trying to pull that around. The keeper picks up and shy at the stump and he misses. So they complete a leg by signal by the umpire. So the scores move on to 9. So it's 9 without loss. Start of the third over. The bowler is top of his mark. Runs away, passes umpire with ball to Slash, who slashes. Went through to the keeper fumbles. But there's no run. Score remains on 9. 9 without loss in the third over. And Slash that one, and that will go all the way for 6. Magnificent shot there by Slash, all the way for 6. So the scores move on to 15 in the third over. As Slash moves on to 8. So it's 15 without loss in the third over. So I guess the bowler is now discussing his strategy now, as he was put away for a huge 6. What will be his reply now as Slash circles in his crease? Bowler top of his mark, looks around, runs in, passes umpire Hewitt. He come bowl to Slash. Slash bowled him. He's bowled. Slash is bowled. What a comeback! Beautiful delivery, pitch topped, going for the big heave, and his half stump knocked back out the ground. So Greenies loses their first wicket. 15 for 1 in the third over. So that's a remarkable comeback by the bowler, who was just hit out of the ground for a huge 6. So the new batsman for West Bay will be Ashe. So Ashe will join Reed in the middle to continue for Greenies. So Ashe looks around. Ramon setting his field as the bowler is on top of his mark. Runs away from us here. Passes umpire Hewitt. In he come bowl to Ashe, who is turning that down the corner there. Picked up by the fielder. A complete one. Scores move on to 16. 16 for 1. So it's 16 for 1 in the third over. As Reed takes strikes. Bowler runs away from us here. Passes umpire Hewitt into Reed. In he comes. Bowler and Reed is hit on the gloves there, taken by the keeper. And he's giving out. He's giving out, caught by the keeper. So Reed couldn't angle that bouncer there. Hit on the gloves. And was well taken by the keeper. So Green is in a bit of trouble right now. After 3 overs. Score is 16 for 2. So 16 for 2 after the third over. And it should be Foster who is going out, the skipper. He's going out to steady the ship. So Green is on the back foot at this time. 2 strike in this over. So they're in a bit of trouble. So after 3 overs, Green is 16 for 2. And it will be Dunker who will be continuing. And he will be bowling to Ashe. Here comes Dunker bowl and Ashe making a big heave there. The ball just trickles out to the half side, picked up by the fielder. And there's no runs. Score remains on 16 for 2. (16 for 2) in the fourth over, bowl by Dunker. Dunker at the top of his mark, runs away, passes umpires it. In he come bowl to Ashe, who is defensively picked up there by Carbin. Ball is back with the bowler, who is off a short run. As the skipper make a change in the field. So it's 16 for 2 in the fourth over. As Dunker passes umpires it try, and he comes bowl to Ashe, who is driving again, misses outside the half stump, taken there by the keeper, and there's no run. Score remains on 16 for 2 in the fourth over. Bowl by Dunker. As he back off his short run, turns around, runs in, passes umpires it try, and he comes bowl to Ashe, who is trying to pull that one. Chickles down to Crawford, who picks up, rubbies the ball. So they get a single. Score moves on to 17. It's 17 for 2 in the fourth over. So it will be Foster who will be on strike. He'll be facing up to Dunker as Dunker runs away, passes it, comes Bull and he cuts it one beautifully as the ball races across the outfield here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. And that's the first boundary for Foster. So it's 21, the score move on to for 2 as Foster moves on to 4. Beautiful shot there by Foster. Ball was wide outside the half stump. So it's 21 for 2. We are in the 4th over, bowled by Dunker here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. In brilliant sunshine as Dunker runs in, passes umpires it right, and he comes again, and that's a bouncer over his head. Signal wide by the umpire. So that's an extra to the score. The score moves on to 22. The score gonna be 22 for 2. As Dunker turns, runs in again, bowl to Foster who drives that down the ground, picked up by the field, have a shot at the stump, misses. Good backing up there. So it's now 23 for 2 after 4. Foster moves on to 5. So after 4 overs, Greenies 23 for 2, chasing 176 to win. So we have a change of bowling from the pavilion end. And it will be Sheldon Crawford who will pick up the attack from here. And he will be bowling to Sam Foster, who is on 5. And the score remains on 23 for 2. We are now in the 5th over, bowled by Sheldon Crawford. As he marks his guard there. Mark his run up. As Foster circles Crawford, he runs away, passes umpire Hewitt, goes in bowl to Foster, who is playing back. Ball trickles away in covers, picked up. There's 1 run. Scores move on to 24. Foster moves on to 6. So it will be Ashe facing up to Sheldon. So Sheldon is back at top of his mark as he turns, runs away from us here, passes umpire Hewitt, in he comes, bowl to Ashe, who is cut in that one, and that one racing across the outfield, the fielder diving away there, but not able to stop it as the ball races away into the boundary. And that's 4 more runs. So Ashe, the scores move on to 27. We're gonna be 27 for 2. Beautiful shot there. So that was a desperate dive down on the boundary there by Morris. But it's Crawford again. Runs away from us. Passes umpire with Paul to Shea, who is leaving that one outside the half stump. So that's a dot ball. Score remains on 28. 28 for 2. We're in the 5th over here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Greenies versus West Bay. Crawford runs away from us, passes umpire you with any goal, ball to Ashe who is pulling that one, and that will go all the way. That's a magnificent shot there. All the way for 6. So Crawford is coming on a bit of punishment here in his first over. That time a bit too short. And he was dismissed for 6. So it's 34 for 2 in the 5th over. He moves on to 12. As he waits again as Crawford, he runs away from us here at the pavilion and passes you with. In he comes bowls and he's driving well stopped there by the skipper Seeley. Brilliant stop. Prevent any run. So the score remains on 34. 34 for 2 in the 5th over. That was a scorching stop there from Seeley. Crawford, he runs away, bowls to Ashe, who is cutting that one again, and that races across the outfield. That's 4 more. That's 4 more. Scores move on to 38. He moves on to 16. So Crawford come for a bit of punishment in his first over. As Greenies step up the space. So after 4 overs, it's 38 for 2. Very expensive over there from Sheldon. Good going at this time by Greenies. Start to pick up back the space now. And we see a change of bowling. That will be Alexander Morris. Will take over the bowling from Dunkar. So Morris replaced Dunkar. And he will be bowling to Sam Foster. As Foster circles. Here comes Morris. Passes, umpires it. In he comes. Bowl to Foster, who is cutting that one, but straight to the fielder. And that's a very, very good run there. Very good run by Foster. So he moves on to 7. And the scores move on to 39. Morris comes in ball to Shea this time. Forward defense, ball trickles into the onside. Picked up there by Crawford, who relays it to the bowler. So it's Morris bowling to Ashe. Here he comes. Passes the umpire, bowls, and he's sweeping around there. There's a deflection as the fielder comes around. They take 1. Think about the second, which is not there. So the scores move on by 1 to 40. So it's 40 for 2. 6th over bowling as he comes in bowl to Foster, who pulls that one, and that one going away all the way for 6. That's a 6 right here. So it's actually 6 runs. That ball went all the way for 6 from Foster. Brilliant shot. Here come Morris again into Foster, who is driving, and there's a trace on as the ball race away across the outfield again. And that's another boundary to Foster. So Foster now stepped on the pedal here. So the score is 46. Here come Morris again. Bowling to Foster as he comes in. Bowl and Foster pull that one again, and there's a trace on, and that will rushes into the boundary again. So there's an onslaught here on the West Bay team as the score races to 54. At the end of the power play, it's 54 for 2 here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Another expensive over from West Bay here. Very expensive over. So that's the end of the power play. The score should be 54 for 2 after 6 overs. Crawford will continue from the pavilion end, and he will be bowling to Ashe. Here goes Crawford, passes umpire Hewitt. Unicorn bowl and he's tucked away. There you go for 1. Return for the second. So that's 2 runs to the score. Moves on to 56. So it's 56 in the 7th over. Bowled by Crawford. I think Greenies begin to press pedal as Crawford runs in. Bowl to Ashe this time, who is got it. That one, a brilliant stop there from Dunkar. He saved what would be a certain boundary. Good stop there. So there's no runs. As the ball is back with Crawford. He's back at top of his mark. Runs away from us here. Passes umpire Hewitt. Bowl to Ashe, who is bowled by Crawford. That was a slower ball and he was completely bowled. His middle stump rocked back by Crawford. So now Greenies lose their 3rd wicket. Ashe bowled by Crawford here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. So just as Greenies started to push along, he loses that on a wicket. So good comeback there from Crawford. So it's 54 for 3. And they're in the 7th over, bowled by Crawford. The new batsman going out is Paul Manning. A very competent batsman. So he, along with the skipper Sam Foster, should set to steady the innings from here. Take it as deep as possible. So 56 for 3 in the 7th over. And Paul Manning will be facing up to Crawford. Manning takes guard. As Crawford is at the top of his mark here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. He's running in from the pavilion end. As Manning circles, Crawford runs away. Passes umpire Hewitt. In he goes. Ball to Manning, who is driving down the ground. Beautiful shot there. Just for a single. Picked up by the fielder there. So one more run to the score. Move on to 57. 57 for 3. Crawford again runs away, passes you with into Foster. And Foster nudge that one. Fielder uses football skill there. They take one. Scores moves on to 58. 58 for 3. They're still in the 7th over, ball by Crawford. It's Manning tapped away at the crease as Crawford passes umpire Hewitt. And he goes ball to Manning, who is playing back. Good delivery there from Crawford to end the over. So at the end of the over, it's 58 for 3. 58 for 3 at the end of the 7th. So that was a successful over there for Crawford, who went for a bit of punishment previously. But the skipper kept him on and he had a successful over. So it's 58 for 3 after 7. Foster is on 22. Manning is on 1. Morris continues bowling attack. And he will be bowling to Foster. Here he comes. Ball to Foster, who is driving down the ground. The fielder comes off the boundary, picks up, return to the bowler. And they complete a single. Scores move on to 59. So it's 59 for 3 in the 8th over. Ball by Morris. Morris making a change in the field as he will be bowling to Paul Manning. Paul Manning circles as Morris comes past the umpire, ball to Manning, who is defensively into the offside. Picked up by Carbin. He returned to the bowler. As the bowler turns again, in he comes, ball to Manning. Manning is driving. Miscue, chased by the keeper, who picks up and have a wild throw at the stump. So they complete another single. So Paulie moves on to 2. Score move on to 60. 60 for 3 here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. We are in the 8th over, bowl by Morris. As he comes in, ball to Foster, who is sweeping, struck on the pad. Here's an appeal from the bowler. Umpire not interested. So it remains on 60. 60 for 3 in the 8th. As Morris tries again. Top of his mark. Comes in, passes umpire Zitroy, ball to Sam Foster, who is flicking that one, picked up there by the fielder. They complete 2. So it's now 62. As Sam moves on to 25. 62 for 3 in the 8th. Morris. Here he comes again. Ball to Foster. Foster is cutting that one and the ball races across the outfield. Picked up there by the fielder who make a return to the keeper. And it's 2 more to the score. 64 for 3 after 8. Sammy's on 27. 64 for 3 after 8. So we have a very noisy bunch of spectators up here in this stand. Having fun. As we have a change of bowling from the pavilion end. So it's Campbell picked up the attack here from the pavilion and bowled to Paul as he heaved that one across the outfield. The fielder runs around, picks up, and they complete 2. So it's Javon Campbell bowling from the pavilion end. The score is now 66 for 3. Start of the 9th over. So it's Campbell. Top of his mark. Runs away from us here. Passes umpire Hewitt into Manning. And that's a full toss and Manning make full use of that. As the ball rushes to the boundary. So that's a no ball for height there from Campbell. So it will be a free hit. So Campbell need to get it right. So it's a free hit. So Campbell again runs away from us. He will be bowling to Foster this time. As he runs in, bowl to Foster, and that's wide outside the half stump. Now signal wide by the umpire. So it remains a free hit. We are still in the 9th over. Score is 69 for 3. As Campbell, top of his mark, turns, runs away, passes umpire Hewitt. He can bowl to Foster, who did scoop that one into the boundary for 4. Beautiful shot there. So that's 4 runs. So Campbell need to get it right. So far he's struggling with his run-up. As the scores move on to 73 for 3 in the 9th over. So Campbell again. Top of his mark. As Foster circles. There goes Campbell. Passes umpire with ball to Foster, who is pulling him over. Where the ball rushes into the boundary. So that's 77. Score move on to 77 for 3 in the 9th over. So this turning out to be a very expensive over for West Bay. Bowled by Javon Campbell. As he gets some advice from his other fast bowler. So Foster waits again as Campbell passes Hewitt. Bowls to him again and he's driving. Well stopped there in the cover. No run. Score remains on 77 for 3. Paul Manning is on 5. Foster is on 35. As they set to rebuild the innings. Here comes Campbell. Passes umpire Hewitt. Ball to Foster who is driving. As the ball race across his outfield. The fielder make a good stop there with his foot. As they complete 2. Good stop there on the boundary by Crawford. And they complete 2. So it's 79. 79 for 3 in the 9th over. No. So they need 99 runs off 69 balls as Campbell about his run up. 79 for 3. We're in the 9th over. Campbell, Seckles. As he runs away from us now, passes umpire Hewitt, ball to Foster. And that's a very wide ball outside the half stump. So Campbell still don't get his radar right. And this over is very long and expensive. So the score moves on to 80 for 3. 80 for 3 in the 9th over. So Campbell need to get it right as he runs away from us here at the pavilion and passes you with bowls, and that's a full toss up in the air. And that's well taken. He's out caught. Foster is caught there. He cannot believe it. He's looking around at the umpire for a no ball, but it's not. So Foster will have to go. So Campbell finally got the breakthrough. So it be 80 for 4 as the skipper goes. So that was a long but a successful over from Campbell, who got the skipper out. So it's Manning facing up to Morris as he make a big heave there and misses outside the half stump. As the score remains on 80. 80 for 4. And the 10th over. Morris again comes in, ball to Manning, who drives. Beautiful shot there as the fielder runs around. They complete one return for the second. As the return comes into Morris. They complete 2 runs. Score moves on to 82. It's 82 for 4 in the 10th over. As Manning Seckles. Here comes Morris. He comes, ball to Manning, who is trying to run that one down to third man. Fielded there by Kenik. And there's no runs. Score remains on 80 for 4. Here comes Morris. Ball into Manning. And he comes. Ball and Manning is backing away and trying to pierce the field there. But well stopped by Seeley. Good containing over so far from Morris. as he tried to apply the pressure to Greenies. Here he comes again. He comes bold to Manning. And that ball trickles away. Whoa! Good work there from the keeper. As he tried to run the batsman out. So it's a bye signal by the umpire. The score moved on by 1 to 81 for 4. In the 10th over, bowled by Morris. Morris making a change in his field right now. The new batsman who is on North. Manning is on 7, 83 for 4 after the 10th over. Here comes Morris. He comes bold and batsman prod forward. Picked up by the bowler. So that's the halfway stage. After 10th over. Greenies is 83 for 4. So it's Stephen and Paul Manning at the crease at this time for Greenies, trying to rebuild the innings. As the sun continues to shine bright here at the Jimmy Powell Oval, we have a good turnout today. Very interested game so far. So we have a change of bowling from the pavilion end, and it will be the skipper, Ramon Seeley, who picked up the attack, and he will be bowling to Paul Manning. So it's Seeley who passes you with in bowl to Manning, who is back and trying to pierce the field there. Well fielded by Dunker, and there is no run. 83 for 4. We are in the 11th over as Seeley into Manning, who is backing away again, and he pierces the field this time. As the fielder comes in, picks up, and they will only get a single. Move the scores on to 34. So it's 34 for 4 in the 11th over. So Stephen will be taking strike from Seeley. He's on North. So it's Seeley who moves away, passes umpire Hewitt. And he come ball to Stephen, who is swinging it around. Fielder comes in off the boundary. Picked up. Return to the keeper. They complete a single. Score move on to 85. 85 for 4. We in the 11th overs. Manning will be facing up to Seeley again. And here he comes. Ball to Manning, who is punching that one down towards the mid wicket. Picked up by the fielder. They complete a single. Score move on to 86. 86 for 4. Paul move on to 9. As Stephen faces up to Seeley now. He comes. Forward defender. They take a quick single. And they shy at the bowler's hand. Misses. They complete a single, which move the score to 87. 87 for 4. Still in 11th over, ball by Ramon Seeley. Passes umpire Hewitt. And he comes. Ball to Manning, who is bowled. The bail is dislodged. Yes, he's bowled. Paul Manning is bowled by Seeley. There was a confusion, but yes, he is bowled. The bales has been dislodged. So Greenies is now in a spot of batter at 87 for 5 in the 11th over. So Paul Manning goes for 9, bowled by Ramon Seeley. At the end of 11th over, it's 87 for 4. So it's 87 for 4 at the dismissal of Manning for 9. So it seems like it's an uphill task from here for Greenies. Morris will continue from the southern end and he will be bowling to Stephen. Stephen is on 2. So it's Morris. As he passes umpire Zitroy, comes in ball to Stephen, who is punching that one straight to the fielder. That's good. He picks it up. And there is no run. Morris again. As he passes umpire Zitroy to bowl to Stephen. And he comes bowl to Stephen, who is punching this one down the ground straight to the fielder. They picked up another single. So the scores move on to 88. 88 for 4. So the new batsman is Sykes. And he will be facing up to Morris. So here Morris into Sykes. In he comes bowl and Sykes is struck on the pad. There's an appeal. Umpire and move. So the score remains on 88 for 5. 88 for 5. We in the 12th over. Bowl by Morris. In come Morris, bowl to Sykes, who is flashing that one. Well fielded there on a shy at the stump, which misses. So it's a dot ball there. As Morris continues to apply the pressure. And he come, passes, umpires it. Bowl to Sykes. Sykes is driving back towards the bowler, who picks up, turns around, walk back to his mark. Score remain on 88 for 5. We are in the 12th over as Morris comes in, bowl to Sykes. And Sykes drive down the ground as the fielder comes around, picks up, return to the bowler. That completes the over. That's the 12th over. 89 for 5. Chasing 176 for victory here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. So it's tough going here for Greenies out in the middle. As West Bay continue to apply the pressure. Skipper Ramon Seeley will continue here from the pavilion end. And he will be bowling to Sykes, who is on 1. As Seeley prepares to bowl to Sykes, who is on 1. 89 for 5. Here goes Seeley, passes umpire Hewitt, bowl to Sykes, who is Playing that one away to Morris, who picks up, return to the keeper. There's no run. Score remains on 89 for 5. Sealy again into Sykes, who is trying to get the ball off the square but unable to do so. Picks up by Dunkar, return to the bowler. Score remains on 89 for 5. Sealy again passes umpire Hewitt. Bowl to Sykes, who pulled that one over the head of Carbin. Picked up by Campbell. Return to the bowler. 1 run. Scores move on to 90. 90 for 5 in the 13th over. Sealy prepares to bowl to Stephen. Stephen, who is on 3. Sealy comes in, bowl, and he heaves that one down the ground. Here comes Crawford as he humbles around, picks up, return to the bowler. A complete one. So the scores move on to 91. 91 for 5 in the 13th over, ball by Roman Sealy. So West Bay continue to apply the pressure here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Here comes Sealy, passes umpire with bowl to Sykes, who he's that one and the fielder coming around and able to stop it, and the ball trickles into the boundary for a 4. I think a bit sloppy feeling there. That ball should be stopped, but it's 4 runs. So that takes the score to 95. 95 for 5 in the 13th, bowled by Ramon Sealy. So Sykes, he moves on to 6. As Sealy comes in, bowl to Sykes again as he play this one down the ground. Crawford comes in, picks up, return to the bowler. So that's the end of the 13th. And the scores move on to 96. 96 for 5 after 13. So Greenies have a lot of making up to do from here. So it seems like we're having a change of bowling here. It will be Hal Shields into the attack. Hal Shields off a short run, and he will be bowling to Sykes. Here comes Shields, passes umpires it right, come bowl to Sykes, who is swinging outside the half stump, misses, taken by the wicket keeper Alex. So Hal Shields again, top of his mark as he runs in, passes umpires it right, bowls to Sykes, who is ball down the leg side. That we call a wide by the umpire. Move the scores on to 97. Score is 97th in the 14th over. Ball by Hal Shields. As he comes again, passes umpire Hewitt, ball to Sykes. And Sykes heaves that one in the air, going down towards the boundary. Fielder runs around, picks up. And they just complete a single. Poor run in there from the Greenies team. As the scores move on to 97. 97 in the 14th over. Ball by Al Shields. As he turns at the top of his mark into ball to Stephen. Here he comes, passes umpire Zit, and Stephen swings inside edge, races towards the boundary, chased by the keeper who picks up and return. So they complete 2. That should bring the score to 99. So it will be Al Shields again who runs past Zitroy into Stephen, who flashes outside the half stump, misses, taken by the wicket keeper. And the score remains on 98 for 5. 98 for 5 in the 15th over. Here comes Shields. Passes umpire Zitroy. Bowl to Stephen, who just strokes that one down mid wicket. Picked up by the fielder there, who returned to the bowler. There's 1 run. Score moves on to 101. It's 101 in the 15th over. Here comes Shields. In he comes, ball to Sykes, who have a heave at that one. No one will get to that ball. He picks it up. Return to the keeper. They complete 1. So it's 102 for 5. So it's Sealy continues to cycle. Side drive down, picked up by Carbin, who shy at the stump. And they complete a single. Score moves on to 103. Sealy again moves away. Ball to Stephen, who pulls that one down to the long. He's caught. There's another wicket goes for Greenies. Stephen is caught down there on the boundary by Dunker, who take a very good catch. So Sealy got his second wicket. So it's 102 for 6. 102 for 6 as we are in the 15th over. Bowled by Ramon Sealy. So Stephen is out. Caught by Duncan there on the boundary. So Green is in further trouble. He's sinking deeper and deeper here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. And we are still in bright sunshine here. So at the crease now is Ian Morris, the new batter. So it will be Ian Morris and Sykes, who will have to see Greenies through for the next 5 overs. So as Morris takes his guard, looks around, Sealy top of his mark, passes umpire Hewitt bowl to Morris, who is pulling it straight to Carbin there. There is no run. So the score remains on 102 for 6. Seeley again turns. And he go bowl to Morris, who is just back and pushing it on the offside. There is no run. Seeley hurries back to the top of his mark. In he goes again to bowl to Morris. Morris flashes outside the half stump and misses. Another dot ball. Another nail in the coffin for Greenies. As Seeley continues. Bowl to Morris. And Morris again pulling away and flashing at the same time. Misses. There's no run. So at the end of the 15th over, it's 102 for 6. Morris on North. Sykes is on 9. Green is 102 for 6. So it's 73 runs needed of 30 balls. So we have 5 overs to go. Yeah, 5 overs to go. 30 balls, 73 runs. And it will be Hal Shields continue. And he will be bowling to Sykes, who is on 9. In he comes, bowl and Sykes, cut that one. As the fielder runs around the complete 1. And all that it will be 1. Score moves on to 103. And 3 in the 16th over, bowled by Hal Shields. It will be Ian Morris facing up to Hal Shields. $72 runs needed from 4.5 overs. What can Morris do from here as Shields into Morris? Morris is flashing that one as the ball run down. Picked up there by Campbell. They return for the second, which will be completed successfully. So 2 more runs to the score. As Morris is off the mark, he is on 2. It's 106 for 6. As Shields in again to Morris, who is getting the inside edge as the ball trickles down to the boundary, picked up there. A complete 1. So Morris moves on to 3. As the score moves on to 107 for 6. Shields again, top of his mark. As he passes umpires it right into bowl to Sykes. In he comes, bowl to Sykes, who is pulling that ball, misses. Keeper comes around, picks up. As Shields walk back to the top of his mark. It's Al Shields again. Passes umpire Zitra and he comes, bowl to Sykes, who is driving this one straight to the fielder. They took off around there, in trouble here. There's trouble here, but he got back. Luckily for Morris, it wasn't a good throw to the keeper, so he was able to get back to his crease. But there's no run. Score remain 107 for 6 in the 16th over. So it's Morris who circles again. Wait for Shields, who runs in, passes, umpires it, ball to Morris, who drive that one on the ground again. Well stopped there by the fielder, who picks up. That's the end of the over. That's the end of the 16th. And the score is 108. 108 for 6. Sykes is on 11. All she'll just complete is over. Very good over there. And the pressure is still on Greenies. Seems as if we have a change of ball in here from the pavilion end. It's Yannick who is brought into the attack. So Morris is on 3. And he will be facing up to Yannick from the pavilion end. With the score on 108 for 6. So West Bay looking for a next victory here as Yannick comes in bowl to Morris, who is playing that one back down the ground. He took off for a quick single, which is completed. So one more run to the score. Make it 109 for 6. Morris moves on to 4. Here comes Yannick, bowl to Sykes, who is driving that one down. The fielder comes around, stopped it, picked up, return to the keeper, they complete 2. So 110 for 6. Here comes Yannick, coming bowl to Sykes, who is playing back. Ball trickle towards Carbin, who picks up. They complete a single. Scores move on to 111 for 6. We're in the 17th over. Here Yannick goes in, bowl to Morris this time, who is playing and missing down the leg side. Signal wide by the umpire. So one more to the score. 113 for 6. Extras, so it's 114. As Yannick passes you it. In he go, ball to Morris, who is defensive. The ball trickles away. Shy at the stump there from Dunker, who misses. They complete the single. Scores moves on to 115. And we are in the 17th over. Ball by Yannick. Yannick goes in, passes umpire with ball to Sykes, who is trying that ball peeled off the edge and trickles towards the boundary. Picked up there and they complete 2 runs. Move the score on to 116 for 6 in the 17th over. Here he comes, going ball to Sykes. We're flashing that one over the head of the fielder there. He chases, picked up. They complete 1. Turn for the second. So it's 2 more runs to the score. 117 for 6. Completion of the 17th over. So it's 119 for 6 off 17. West Bay seems to have this one all wrapped up. Another win in the bag. As Shields will continue bowling to Morris. Morris is on 6. As Shields comes in, bowl to Morris, who is prodding forward. The ball chickles into the onside. He complete 1. Move the score on to 120. 120 for 6 in the 18th over. Shields again at top of his mark. Passes umpire Zitra into bowl to Sykes. Sykes who is hitting that one down the ground but straight to the fielder. In and out. So he's dropped there by the fielder. So there's another chance going down. The fielder down there is Dunker, who spilled that catch. So it's 121 for 6. As Shields comes in again, this time to Morris, who is driving down the ground. As the fielder comes off the boundary, who is Morris, and return to the bowler. They complete a single. That takes the score to 122 for 6 in the 18th over. 18th over bowled by Hal Shields here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Here Hal Shields into Sykes, who tapped away. Come. And that's a huge hit there going down again to that fielder there, Dunker, who take the catch this time. And he's out caught by Dunker on the boundary. So Shields strikes again. Greenies is down and out at this time. 122 for 7 here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. So Shields picked up a wicket there. Sykes caught by Dunker on the boundary. So that's what sums it up for Greenies for the day. Lose their 7th wicket. Still needing another 54 runs. So we have the new batsman at the crease. He'll be facing up to Hal Shields, who is having a good spell so far. Here he comes, passes umpires it, comes in bowl, and the batsman is playing a shot back down to the bowler. Bowler picks up, turns, head back to his mark. So here comes Shields again. Passes umpires it. In he comes, ball. And the batsman get an inside edge which races down to the boundary, but he picks up by the keeper, who have a very good throw at the stump. But it's not out. The batsman is home, so they complete 2 runs. Take the score to 124. 124 for 7. And that completes the over. So at the end of the 18, it's 124 for 7. Yannick will continue here from the pavilion and he will be bowling to Ian Morris. Morris is on 8 as Yannick in passes umpire. Morris forward defensively and was beaten outside the half stump there, taken by the keeper. There's no run. As Yannick turns, walk back to his mark. Here he comes again. Turn, passes umpire Hewitt into Morris. Morris is defensive again. Back to the bowler. There's no run. Score continued to be at 124 for 7. We are in the 19th over. Bowled by Yannick as he passes umpire Hewitt into Morris. And Morris flushes that one over the head of the fielder there. As the ball trickles towards the boundary, they take one. Turn for the second. So it's 2 more runs added to the score. 126 as Morris moves on to 8. Morris actually moves on to 10. Yannick comes in, bowl to Morris one more, and he bowled him. Morris is bowled by Yannick there for 10. So it's now 126 for 8. As Greenies continue to struggle. Morris there going for a big heave. And was comprehensively bowled by Yannick, who picked up his first wicket here. We're still needing for another 50 runs from Greenies, which would take a miracle. I have 9 balls to do so. So you can see on the field there, Carbin is a very happy man. Seeing his team getting home here with a very big win. So Yannick will continue as he passes umpire Hewitt, bowl to the new batsman who flashes outside the half stump, misses, taken by the wicket keeper. And there's no run. Score remains at 126 for 8. In the 19th over. Yannick, as he comes, turn at the top of his mark, runs away, passes umpire Hewitt. In he goes, bowl to the batsman who play and misses again outside the half stump. So Yannick is a very useful bowler in this situation. Greenies is under pressure, so the skipper let him have a run. Doing well so far. It seems like it's the end of the 19th. That's the end of the 19th. So the score is 126 for 8. There'll be a bowling change, seems, for the last over here. as Carbin direct his troops for the final over. They're not giving up the pressure at all. Green is under pressure from the beginning, and they continue to pressure them here at the West Bay at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Here he comes bowl, and the batsman flashes it to Seeley there, who fields. There's no runs. Score remains at 126 for 8. So it's Scott who is bowling. Here he comes bowl, and batsman beaten outside the half stump there, taken by the wicket keeper. There's no runs. Score remains at 126 for 8. As Scott comes in, bowls, and batsman is beaten, keeper is beaten as the ball trickles towards the boundary. And that's 4 byes. 4 byes signaled by the umpire. So the score should move on to 130. 130 for 8. As Scott comes in again, bowls. And the batsman heaves that one down towards the boundary. Here Morris comes around, fumbles. He picks up, return to the bowler. They complete 2. So the scores move on to 132 for 8. And we are in the final over here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Here comes Scott, bowl, and the batsman swings it. Oh, he's dropped! He's dropped there. Very bad miss there. They complete a single. That takes the score to 133. Scott continue, and he comes, bowl. Oh! And he's beaten. All hands up. Keeper is beaten. They return for the second, which is completed. So the score moves on to 136. Leg by signal by the umpire, and that's the end of the innings. So comprehensive victory for West Bay here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. They complete another win. Greenies' losses still counting. So overall, it was a good game here. In the end, West Bay victorious. Around 44 runs. Or about. So good win for West Bay. So we have a nice match here today at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Earlier you have Chili's having a big win against CSK. And now West Bay completing victory against Greenies. So guys, have a good day. Continue to enjoy your afternoon here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. As we say, out for now.